Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Rasnyezan Shaari. I've been supervised by Puan Hasma Abdul Zarin for Fakulti Alam Media dan Ukur, Universiti Teknologi Malaysia. For my presentation thesis is the impact of existing technology Mari University to surrounding real estate development, case study Puncak Alam, Selangor. Here is my presentation overview, which is go for the research overview, literature review, methodology, case study analysis, conclusion, and proposal. For my research overview and my research background, I find out the issues and problem statement, the objective of study, scope of study, important and significant of the study, and expected research outcome. My literature review, I go for identify and justify, and the methodology study, I go for the sampling and data collection technique, data analysis technique, and overall research design. Therefore, my case study analysis, I have found out two data analysis by the content analysis and the comparison data analysis by my data calculation of population mitigations, land use development, and residential real estate development markets. Therefore, I do conclude and propose my overall research. The existence of higher education institute may generate impact in the real estate development, provide positive impact as well as partial balance that cover aspects of socio-economic development, improving the quantity and the quality in the life within the university territory. Higher Education Institute as a key element of the demand for residential property developments, in particular of the land use and the development to transform for economic and social function. My research background, I found that there is 5 issue and problem statement to impact the existing university towards to the surrounding development area. Here is the economic development, social development, location and demography, facility and amenities, and the last one is the demand factor.
The impact economic development here is increase the multiple job opportunity and of course to increase the value of the real estate in the market dimension. How irrigation as a power business strategy. Social development as an industry influence for the factor addition of population of migration composition plus the improvement of life quality as intellectual territory and also influence of human and personal capital quality. This is the location and demography factor that the forcing rapidly development by the topography and land use for the government policy.
This is the facilities and amenity factors that are the improvement of accessibility, amenities, and sustainable development in Puncak Alam area.
As living in the hotspot area, Higher Education Institute UITM Puncak Alam is a trending lifestyle in the concept market, while it's also a property demand factor in the property investment for the rental demand.
There is the 5-factor impact of the existing UITM Puncak Alam. Meanwhile, for the objective of the study, I go for the objective number 1, to identify the impact of the existing of UITM Puncak Alam in terms of residential real estate development. Objective number 2, to study the socio-economic impact of the university as pioneer factor and how to intellectual territories influence the surrounding residential development. Therefore, my scope of study is the existence of UITM is the higher education institute in the rural area of the scope of the study. The impact of the UITM Puncak Alam that transform the terms of socio-economic, infrastructure, and dynamic infrastructure developments. This will be focused on the scope of study within the 10 years by 2009 to 2019. The importance and significance of the study go for the 5 categories. It goes to the local authority, the developer, valuer, the investors, and the researchers. My expected research outcome goes by the impact, each creating a branding of social intellectual lifestyle, economic industry growth success, residential demands increase and trending, residents population increase rapidly, establishment of infrastructure, well-completed facilities, and the value of residential property can go up. I have found out 6 of my literature review for the impact of the existing in the terms of residential real estate developments. Therefore, my methodology study goes by problem statements. Stage number 1, I go for the objective, scope of study, and importance of study. By stage 2, I go for the literature review by using my data secondary of source information by journals, technical reports, newspaper, and ETCs. The third stage, I go for the data collections. For the data premier, as sourced by the Majlis Daerah Kuala Selangor, JPPH, and APIX. And stage number 4 is for data analysis, and final stage, conclusion and proposal. In my methodology study, I have to find out the problem statement and the research questions. This will go by the data analysis and the result to determine the positive or negative impact and determine the main factor and major surrounding influence. For my case study analysis, we go for data analysis of the university existence impact for the factor of population migrations. In the generals of Kuala Selangor, it had been increased by 123,000 in 1991 to 157,000 people in 2000, with an average annual growth rate by the KPPT of 2.8%. Meanwhile, in 2005, which the year their founding and the establishment of UITM Puncak Alam, has resulted an increase of 2,260 people with 3% of KPPT from the year of 2000 to 2005 in only it at Kuala Selangor district, which the population increased up to 47,761 people. Therefore, we can see the improvement of life quality as the intellectual territory by the growth occurred in the Mukim Ijo and Jeram, which is fall under Puncak Alam as well, and Mukim Batam Berjuntai. This is why, because of the physical impact of the proposed development plans to produce the city of visions and transformation leaders in the Puncak Alam for the UITM, and Best Darijaya for the Unicel College. In the influence of the humans and the capital quality, University UITM Puncak Alam had been grown up in the year. By 2019, there are 16,846 students enrolled in UITM, while it's much different from the year they start operate with only 8,669 students. This increase of 51.5% involved in additions of number of faculty and a new established faculty of the Academic Contemporary Islamic Studies. Therefore, the data analysis for the seconds, I go for the impacts for the land use developments. By the integrated centralization development, we can see the Kuala Selangor district will comprise 3 zone hierarchies. Puncak Alam falls under Perbandaran 2, and the development density is go for the high. This is why, because of proposed land use development in the kawasan Kuala Selangor district as well balance concept for the economic development and the social development that comprise in the protection of the next 10 years. My case study analysis, it goes for the impact for the developments. Therefore, we can find out that by 2005 is only 59,298 hectares at land comprising for the 49 of 64% for the Kuala Selangor district. This was discovered by the agriculture land. This is why, because the rice and the oil palm is very important in this district. Meanwhile, the residential area business and the other areas comprise of 5,066 hectares, representing of 4.7% of the total area, which is, this is the land use scenario for the future for the expected changes and the development of the mega committed by the development in the Puncak Alam area. In the chart below, we can see the sharp value increase in the real estate and the others segment. Therefore, we can find the UITM that located between the Ijo and Jeram involving in the 176 lot in totals. The total development and use of residential land for 2,164 acres, which is representing of 54.7% of total land use, and 3,955 acres for other land use activity in my case study. Here we can find the zone of BP7 for the Jeram as the Puncak Alam, which clearly show the impact of the multiple job opportunities, the systematic and sustainable developments, and of course the improvement infrastructure facilities, accessibilities, and the amenities. We can find the land use demand for residential area 37 higher than other land use, industrial area is only 20%, and commercial 1%, institute and community amenities is 5%, recreation and green area 3%, infrastructure and utilities is 4%, and the transportation use as a second higher use at 29%. In the chart below, we can see the housing need in Kuala Selangor from 2005 to 2015. In the background of 2005, which is only a total of 47,866 homes were provided, while in 2015, 83,768 successfully housing projects, and the new residential unit were provided to meet the needs of population for 35,902. This also increased the population growth of 69%, which is 369,342 people live nearby in the UITM territories, which is 20 km radius within the case study. From the analysis market, we can find that the property price have been risen up recent years due to the number of factors, including of the locations. The populated area attractive the greater demands, plus the higher home ownership increase household income as well to improve the urban rates lead to the increase in residential property development. We can find the property demand and rental investment by the quantity data that I have been collected from the Kuala Selangor District Council, It clearly showed that 2009, there were only 6 residential parks and a housing phase within the 20 kilometers in the UITM Puncak Alam, which is approximate to 20,290 houses, with the population of 112,000 people. While, with the emergence of the mega project in 2019, the addition of 9 housing estates and the additions of 3 more housing phases, including the Selangorku Home Project, which resulted increase to 77,608 homes with rate of population up to 369,343 people, with 69% increase 2019. My case study analysis equals for the Terrace Malaysia Home Price Index for the transaction base that the National Property Information Centre, we call it by NAPIC, and the Development of Valuer and Property Service Malaysia in the quarter basis. These measures have been widely used by stakeholders to secure the real estate market and, most important, as a comprehensive policy and benchmark in the regulating real estate price in Malaysia. Here, we can find and identify quantitative data for the residential type obtained by the planning development clearly reflect for the demand and tenancy demands in attraction case UITM Puncak Alam. As a trending lifestyle concept in the market, we can see the median price by the terrace house. The resident price is goes by the medians starting from 191,000 from the 2009 and up to 426,000 in 2017, which is slightly higher, and now it's going to be to stable up and slightly drop in 2019 for 407 and 517. While for the trading lifestyle in the apartment, we can find the median price index shown that the price also received the favorable response in the case study. The median value for the apartments began at 80,980 in 2009, and the value jumped up to the median of 192,000 in 2019. This is shown that the residential type demand at the case study. Here is the terrace and the superlink is the most demand market, which is 66,769 terrace houses was monopolized in the residential area. This will be a 90% compared than the low-cost apartment with a 2%, 5% for the modest apartments, 2% for the semi-D house, and 1% for the bungalows. That's influenced the lifestyle and factor of the wealth of average household income and the higher middle income groups, producing the patterns of demand for the residential real estate in Puncak Alam area. Based on the research that been conducted, I have been conclusion that the existence of higher education institute has turned the original rural with palm oil plantation to the positive impact on the local economy through the increasing response to the demands for goods and service in 2019. With the establishment UITM, the influence of factors, spatial balance, and the aspect of socio-economic development, upgrading the quality of lifestyle, and show the proof impact. In fact, the existing is seen as a pioneer and element of resistance to the improvement of land use, infrastructure, amenity, transportation, facility, and demand for real estate development. Therefore, I would like to propose the intellectual culture influence will affect and change the branding as a city of knowledge in Puncak Alam region. Here is some such as and proposal to strengthening a sustainable strategy to enhance this area for the future success. I do propose that residential property development planning in particular needs to be studied for a balanced development to prevent oversurplus of residential development. Re-optimize the use of space for social and recreational purpose in establishing a physical balance and environmental quality. Maintain ecological balance and environmental sustainable by providing the protection for environment sensitive area such as Bukit Ceraka forest near to the UITM Puncak Alam. Enhance communication system, infrastructure as well as utilities, especially for the highways, which has since grown up into the high density area. And the last one, the new development technology can create a modern and competitive town in the surrounding area. Therefore, is all my thesis presentations to you. Thank you.